think it's live. Are we live? I've just been sat here about 45 seconds because it kept saying initializing. I think we're live, so I'm just going to wait for the first comment to feed in. Once the first comment comes in, I'll know that we're live. I think we are live. I think we're live. Hello everyone. Simran, Web Squadron. How you doing? I hope you're all okay. That being said, I still have not had any comments. If anyone is watching, could you please just leave a comment just to say hello? Because sometimes I don't mind talking. I'll talk anyway. I'm only going to be here for about an hour. Letting off steam, having a rant or whatever I do. Hey, Dave. Hey, friendly girl. We are live. Because most of the time, I don't know if anyone's even listening. And I'm just... I'm actually pondering whether this will be the only live before Christmas. I've got quite a lot of stuff I want to get done, and Christmas Eve I'm not going to have much time to do stuff. Christmas Day I'm not going to have time to do anything. Boxing Day again I don't think I will. So I'm a little. Hey David, how are you? Tel Aviv. I hope you're okay, my friend. I hope you're fine. So I'm going to struggle with time. So I'm just pondering. Is today going to be the only live I do until let me just adjust the microphone and before Christmas Day. Hey Paul, how are you? And a lot of it is also because I'm adding on some extra modules for the the website course that we've got. So there's some stuff about there were some extra templates I created for single post template and a sidebar. I mean, I'm going to do some extra bit about ACF. It's not about ACF generally. It's about for the course and how we can expand on previous modules and lessons within there. So I'm going to be expanding a bit more, and I've recorded some videos. I need to edit them. I've got a bit of a backlog of things. And also I need to kind of record the Page Speed 2024 video, which I haven't actually recorded yet. And I want to get it out on the 1st of Jan. I've got loads of time. Paul will know what I'm talking about. There's tons of time, but there's always something that gets in the way, and while it's fresh in your mind, you want to kind of get it done. If anyone wants to join the live chat, you can do, but there's not a guarantee, Bo, that you actually do get on the live chat. So sometimes I might not let some people on because if I feel like we're not going to get much conversation or something. Right, just checking the comment coming in here from David Miles. What do you think about fluent snippets? Now then, I saw Paul's video, and it's very interesting. Being able to do this, whereby it's like, how to put it, it's almost like less bloat. Or like, it's a thinner way of doing it. And I do think there is some mileage in that. How does it compare against performance? My understanding is that the Code Snippets team did look into this a while ago. I don't know the facts, though, over what they found, but I believe they looked into this because, hey, Mark Harris, how are you doing? So in terms of fluent snippets, I think there is potentially some mileage, but I don't really know much more about it other than that. Noob Clowns TV, God morning from Florida. Very spiritual. So WP Codebox have just announced moving to a flat file method too. Hey, Paul, everyone's going headless. Static is the flavor of the month now, right? Everyone's going to join Static, right? In fact, we should have static snippets, right? Just, in fact, get rid of the word WordPress and just call it static full stop kind of thing. How are you all doing in terms of Christmas preparations? My wife is proper pure hardcore when it comes to Christmas, sorting out the presents, sorting out everything for everyone. I'm a bit like, I just want to make sure that we get to my mum and dad's on time to enjoy the Christmas meal. Okay, I don't want presents. I'm not expecting presents, right? If anyone says to me, where's your present from me to them? I'm like, whatever. Just be glad I'm here. I'm just so much not a present person. Even birthdays, like there's the odd occasion when at work someone would give me a present. Go, oh, happy birthday, Imran. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. it's not that I'm ungrateful. It's just I'm very much one of these people where I'm one of these people where I always go where I like the amount of money my wife goes through and burns during Christmas time for presents. Like, and then like someone will buy me Lynx deodorant or body shower. That's what men tend to get, right? Here's a new tie, here's some socks. Stuff I'm never gonna wear, use, waste of money. Hey Rituraj, how you doing? Hey Nick. I would say I'm borderline Grinchy. Yes, I am. I think I would agree with you. um, Noob Clans hasn't even started shopping yet. Wow, you are leaving it late, my friend. But yeah, I would say I always find that like for Raheem, like I will go to town on him, right? And I've got some glorious stuff for him that he's gonna love. Like I always love to know that it's a really special day for him. And he's 8 years old, but every night, so the Santa's elves, every night in the middle of the night, me and the wife, we rearrange the elves, we bring them down. He puts them at the top of the stairs, at the top of the staircase. He puts them either side. And every night we come down and we do stuff with them, or they give chocolate or whatever. And he loves it. He proper believes in it. And when I say he believes in it, he believes, like hardcore believing, right? And he gets upset. Everything. If he ever hears anyone say the elves aren't real, he gets upset. So I will do stuff for him. But Mark says, I know you have a breakdance license on your Christmas list. It's more of a break it and then I will dance, Mark, kind of thing. Right, let me just scroll down. Nick, did I say hi to you? I don't know if I said hi to you, Nick. If not, great to have you here, my friend. So yeah, Christmas, I always go to my mum and dad's. I do not get on with my mum and dad. Okay, let me be frank and honest here. Okay, we don't see eye to eye on many things. I don't see eye to eye on many things with my family as well. They have a different way of thinking and a school of thought. I have my way of thinking and how I like to approach things and life and blah de blah. But Christmas Day is a really good, nice day where, my mum and dad, they put on a damn good spread, okay? To the point where sometimes we'd have neighbors and people coming over as well, and it is hardcore, really good. Why am I saying the word hardcore a lot? I sound like a porn star. But it's really, really good, except the Brussels sprouts. Who here, looking at all of you now, by the way, welcome to the WordPress live chat. We will talk about WordPress at some point, but anyway, back to Brussels sprouts. Who here, and be honest, okay, smash the like button, okay? Who here eats? No, not eats, that's wrong. Who enjoys Brussels sprouts? Okay? Don't say yeah, you enjoy it when it's with gravy and mashed potato and turkey and you shove it all in your mouth and by this point you don't even know what's in your mouth. Who here actually likes Brussels sprouts? If you had a plate, shit. Mark Harris loves Brussels sprouts. Randy loves Brussels sprouts as well. How you doing, Randy? Paul says if it's green, it's garnish and doesn't. Do you know what? Do you know something? Right. Steamed carrots, I will have. Steamed broccoli, I will have. Sweet corn, a little bit. Because sweet corn, what is the point of sweet corn? We spoke about this last week. Goes in, goes out. What is the point of sweet corn? Don't say it's sweet. There's other food you could eat that is sweet. But cauliflower, not so much. I might have the odd one, but better not be big. But Brussels sprouts, I just don't get them. I always feel like Brussels sprouts is like, it's like the mutation of lettuce and it's like lettuce and cauliflower had a baby, right? One day a wet lettuce, hello, I'm a wet lettuce. And cauliflower, like, just stumbled out of like a pub, half legless. They banged into one another, and out popped a Brussels sprout. What has sprouted? Oh my, Brussels! It's not even Brussels, it's broccoli. No, it is Brussels. Brussels sprout! And then that was it. Oh, sorry, Mark, I didn't realise you were there.
It's quite all right. Don't worry.
I feel like it's the offspring of lettuce and cabbage.
Brussels sprout.
Brussels sprouts. You know, like
Aren't they just little baby cabbages that haven't grown up yet?
I don't know. Are they? Is that literally where Brussels? I mean, you can.
No, well, no,
When
they grow very differently. They're on
I'm
long.
always like looking stuff up on Wikipedia. Oh, who are they? Oh, what's this? I've never bothered looking up Brussels sprouts because I'm scared it will imprint itself on my phone forever and ever, and I can never get rid of it. It'll be stuck on there somehow. Is
I
it
think
though?
I think the more important thing to discuss on the Christmas dinner plate,
Oh God, here we go.
red cabbage.
Fred cabbage.
Red, not Fred.
Oh,
Red.
red. I was like, no, no. I mean, cabbage is bad enough. Red cabbage is like it has a real particular taste. Like it's like when you get some forms of onion, like red onion.
Mm.
Once you bite into it, it literally fills your mouth. Like it, you have to then drink a lot or eat other stuff to get rid of the taste of red onion. It's really strong. Red
So
cabbage is like
yeah, again, I just find red cabbage overpowers the plate at Christmas
that's
time, basically. So
it's
if you've
like
got red
beetroot,
cabbage and then
isn't
you've
it?
got something like cauliflower cheese, which really
Ugh.
hasn't got. I know I'm not a
Ugh.
fan either, but just no. Why? When has this trend come from all of a sudden?
Well, it's like beetroot. When I was a kid
Love beetroot.
in when I was a kid in infant school, I never quite understood why beetroot. Every day you have beetroot on your plate. It's like we're going to give you the one veg which is very strong. If you accidentally drop it on your white shirt, it will leave a smear. So why give all the kids beetroot? I mean, I tell you what, underneath the table, the one item of food you always saw chucked on the floor was beetroot. And if you slipped on beetroot, you were smeared from like I mean smeared as in beetroot smeared, not anything else. But you were smeared for life, right? I never understood that. It was a cress. That's it.
No, that is pointless.
Cress and beetroot. Cress though, there's something funny about cress, isn't it? Like if it's there, you will pick it up and nibble on it, won't you? You will, even though it's like.
Did you have to, as a kid, did you grow it on a piece of
I
blotting
think
paper?
we all did that, didn't we? You all
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it, stuck it in, and you watch it bloom, and you go, "Oh, cress!" But you daren't eat your own cress because even you don't trust the soil it was in, for instance, whatever. For some reason, the school cress was holy, and you'd eat it because you think, "Yeah, it's wonderful." But yeah, Christmas, what are you
Me?
doing? Meal, no meal. I mean, do you go anywhere? Do you just like
Well,
normal day, chill out day, walk the dog?
so my mum's in a care home, and last year I spent Christmas lunch there, and actually, I was it was an amazingly good meal, and I shouted that from the rooftops, told everybody involved how surprised I was and how good it was. And earlier this year, I said, same again, brilliant, book me in for Christmas. I'll have some of that with my mum, keep her company. And then about a week ago, I emailed them just to reconfirm, and they said, "Oh no, we're not doing that this year."
Oh,
They said it was
cost pressure.
too chaotic, is what they claimed, but I smelt BS,
Okay, what's
obviously.
your thoughts then? Was it
Yeah,
chaotic?
cost. No, it was brilliant. Everybody had a great time. There were loads of
I
families
think
there.
that's. I think it sounds like an excuse, like they just don't want to go to the hassle, which I understand.
Yeah.
I
To be
understand,
fair,
but
the owner of the care home also owes me £250 for yearly hosting on a website I built for his wife, and it's about 6 months overdue. So, but he could sell his Rolex
yeah.
or his
Well,
£1 million house in Guildford if he's struggling paying 250 quid.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
would
my
I would definitely say that for those in a care home to not have that Christmas meal or something.
well, they're having a Christmas meal, but
Oh,
family aren't
right. So
allowed to
you're not
join
invited.
them. And they made this suggestion, oh, you could take your mum out for lunch. Well, one, you've given me about 2 weeks' notice for Christmas lunch. Two, I'm paying you we're paying you £5,500 a month. I'm not
Yeah.
then going to go out and spend. And secondly, my mum's attention span is awful. She'll just wander off, which is fine to do in the home, but in a restaurant, no. So I'll go and see my mum in the morning and go see my brother. That's
Well,
it.
you've always got McDonald's drive-through.
It's literally 50 yards in that direction.
What, McDonald's?
Mm,
What, to
drive-through.
where you are now?
To where I'm sat right this second in the office.
Do you know
And Burger
something?
King drive-through is about less than half a mile that way. We've even got
Do you know,
Costa drive-through.
I have found that when you know you work near or close to, I always found that the first time you move to wherever you are, where you're working, you might go, and then after a while, the the magnet, the drive to do it kind of wanes off, and in a way, you kind of go, no, I'm not going to go there all the time. Do you go a
Uh,
lot?
Once in 5 years, where there were roadworks, I got sort of stuck at work, and I just looked out the window and I thought, I'm just going to wait for the traffic to die down. And I was hungry, so I went and got one then. And then prior to that McDonald's, I hadn't had one since 2006.
Really? Is that because you just don't like that kind of
No,
food, or?
I love McDonald's, but it's just shit, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
I,
And once you
I
get in the habit of not doing something,
You're right. You're
oh,
absolutely right. And I'm gonna sound. This is gonna sound so toffee nose now, but these days I find the caliber of people in there are not my type of people. I find it's
oh, look
like,
at him.
like,
Mind you, if they
get away
started
from
selling a
me.
burger, I'd be in.
Hey,
If they started selling the burger, I'd be
I
in.
still, hey Peter, by the way, I still feel like there is an idea there.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that if a shop opened up where they were like burger, but in fact, what I don't understand is why we don't have like a keto burger takeaway joint where literally everything is based on the keto diet. So it's like, low carb, lots of protein and all that. I don't get why not. So there's an idea that I do need to look into.
Do you think we
Noob
ought to talk
Clown.
about web stuff?
Yes, I was about to literally say that. So Noob Clowns has just made a point. So you should make a service. Oh no, that's something. Sorry, that's between you and Ritu Raj. There talking. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of website world, things are going pretty good from my end. I'm just trying to close stuff off because
Ah,
I have this
you
thing about.
know how I'm struggling with that at the moment.
Oh well, I don't know if you want to talk about it. I don't know. Maybe not talk about it, but
But
I want to close
closing
off
stuff
loads
off,
of like bits here and there.
personal
Even
fit
though
too.
even though I don't have to, they could drag on till January. There's something about me mentally where I like to know that when I start the new year, last year's stuff is kind of done, and
Mm.
now I'm going right. What am I now going to plan and do this year? Kind of
There's
thing.
that meme that gets posted in it's the admin bar
What's that?
Facebook group. That looks like a 2024 problem, where
Hmm.
to clients that want to send you work this week leading up to Christmas, it's like, go away.
I know. I know.
I want to wind down.
Oh, someone's just sent a link for a review of a website. Oh no, sorry, that's my question to someone, and they've replied back. Sorry, the subject was the subject I gave them. I was like, why does that look like someone's emailed me with the same subject I just sent out? Sorry, my brain is on a dead moment here at the moment. So in terms of
Let's
like,
not talk about website reviews. We did enough of that on Sunday.
oh yes.
Wow. So, in answer to my poll, what did you do? What should I do at the weekend? That I posted. It was mostly chat with you guys.
Yeah, I mean Sunday was a bit of an interesting day, and I'm not going to go
Mm,
into detail
no,
about it, but
agreed.
I think what it did was highlight how no matter what you think of anyone, don't do something publicly that can be misconstrued or taken the wrong way without some prior permission, I think. And I think that's something that I learned a long lot. I tell you what, the way I learned that, and it was and I can't believe I made this mistake here, was so this is back in 2009. Someone I used to work with walked into the office at 10:30 because she got up late. Literally, her excuse was, I got up late. She walked in at 10:30. And I literally just wrote on Facebook, I hate it when people walk in late. I didn't put no names or
Mm.
anything. However, that person got informed, raised it with management. I got pulled into management, and I was like, look, I know I shouldn't have done that, but I did not put a name. And they go, yeah, but we know who you were talking about. I go, great, but I didn't put no name. But I did learn that even though I didn't name anyone, there's something about
Mm.
behavior and what you put out there. I then went on to make sure I blocked management and everyone else from my Facebook wall,
That's
which
that's the grown-up
it was a really
response
funny
I was
it was
expecting.
a really funny situation, because then one of my other managers then said to me, "By the way, Imran, I don't like it that on your Facebook wall you use the word F a lot. You say F this, F that, whatever, because my 7-year-old son has my Facebook account and he sees all these words." And I went, "Okay,
That's
I'm
your
really sorry
problem.
about my
Why?
effing, but it's not my problem that your son logs into your account, and you can quite easily remove me from your friend list."
Oh dear.
But but yeah, that was a I think it was that moment I realized, mm, just be careful of what you say and what you put out there. Have you ever gone
Right.
through something like that where you've said something?
All the time because I don't speak my mind.
Yeah.
I,
Look, unless if you're being honest and you're not doing it with malicious intent, and you're just stating almost facts sometimes, because I genuinely was not happy that this person who was a senior manager and she had a team came in at 10:30. I just felt it was just obnoxious, especially when they only live 20 minutes from work. They were like, "Oh, I woke up late." And I thought, this is the NHS, by the way, you know?
truly. John, most people that know me know what I'm like, and so yeah, be my friend. Expect to read things you might not like sometimes. Although, to be fair, I do follow this. I tend to follow the guidelines. If I don't want somebody to see it, I don't put it online. So
Yeah.
I,
I th-
it's my
I-
own fault if I post something. I'm not going to
yeah.
try and. It's a bit like when iCloud got hacked, didn't it? And all those famous celebrities were really upset that their nudie selfies were on display to the world. Well,
Do you know what?
you're
That is,
making a fundamental flaw that you're
no.
assuming that it's not going to get hacked.
No, and I think it's one. I mean, we are totally going off tangent about WordPress here, but it's one of the things I keep saying to lots of people, that what you put on social media out there in public will follow you. So
Mm.
just be
And
very,
again, I mean, we're talking about privacy, security, and things like that. Go through life assuming your website will be hacked, and just make
yeah,
sure you've got a disaster recovery plan. You can spend an awful lot of time trying to lock it down, but at the end of the day, there's some evil geniuses out there who, you know.
exactly.
So,
Rituraj says I should make a video about creating custom widget. Now, do you know what? Yeah, we do a lot of snippet stuff. We find something, we experiment, we put it out. When it comes to creating a plugin, there's a reason why I've never gone down this road, because you've got unlimited elements where you can create your widget. There's a reason why. Sometimes I have an idea and I start going, "Oh, what if I did do this?" The problem then comes with the administration forever, because what I'm afraid that I put out a video and then loads of people start creating their own plugins. That's great. That's up to you. But then if they don't have a plan for the long-term future of that plugin or what they create, you might create something, people get really excited, they download it, and then all of a sudden that plugin is there's a problem, or there's a WordPress
mm,
core update, or there's something like, can we be um can we expect the developer to then go back and refine it? And that's the reason why I don't like to develop plugins. Not just because I don't want to develop it, but also because it's bad enough when you have a website course like what I've got right now. I have to go back and reevaluate stuff, reevaluate templates, reevaluate videos I've put out as well in the past. Um, that's bad enough. Would you? I mean, I noticed you nodding there, Mark. Or
yeah, I mean, I barely get. It's like, this is a great idea, build it, and then I haven't got time to. Oh no, oh. I mean, how many sort of websites have you started as it's a great idea and then just not quite gotten around to finishing? Or if you do finish it, you don't market it
it's
or
like
give
a
up on it.
book. It's like a book. You start a book, and then either something else takes your time, or you're not busy. And I just feel like unless you have a team, a dedicated team,
Mm.
or a dedicated group that are going to look after something, I feel like it just becomes like it's bad enough when we get emails from, "Oh, my image ain't working." oh, my contact form is not sending emails, or and you got to go in and check for the client. Imagine now getting all
Like
these
I had
support.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Bloody muppets everywhere. Clients.
I mean,
Oh,
Dave makes a good point there. I mean, Dave,
yeah.
I remember you were doing something, and it's like I mean, it's like it's bad enough when I do stuff and I get then messages on YouTube and whatever going, your code don't work. I mean, I literally stop what I'm doing, go and check, and I'm like, no, my code does work. Yeah, but it doesn't work on my website. What have you got on your website? And they don't fully clarify. Or I did a video about CodePen, and someone can't get their CodePen to work. And I then spent an hour redoing everything and going, no, it does work. And then they came back going, oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot to do X. And it's this kind of like, I just spent an hour. You told me you followed to a T the
Hmm.
video. And in fact, they hadn't. They'd skipped a bit. And I'm just like, ugh. So now, whenever anyone says it does not work, I just go back going, no, it does. Because if it didn't, it would not have worked when I did that video. So if things have changed or whatever, unless it's a one-to-one consultation, I'm not going to go in and start problem solving what it is. I think we had one with the um what was it? The WebP. So someone had an issue with that code snippet,
Mhm.
and it was literally because I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with their server. That was it. It was their server. So even though in the video we mentioned you've got to make sure you've got GD or Magic or whatever it's called, they assumed they had that. Then they went and checked, and then they go, "Oh, I ain't got it. So how do I make it work?" And it was like, I think the video explains that unless this snippet will not work if your host can't do this. If your host has not got this, you have to use a third party bit of kit. End of, right? We're not going to go and start creating a super bit of script that can do stuff with your host provider, but
No, I mean there are other tools to do that, short
yeah,
pixel and
exactly.
all the rest. Just while I see it, because Dave's face keeps popping up on the screen. Um, I, Dave sometimes joins in, doesn't he?
Yes.
What, on the live chat?
Mm.
Dave's never joined in on the
No,
live chat.
Dave has he not?
No, he's never been on
His
screen.
message is not on being on camera. His
Yeah.
message, but he's never been on camera.
Really want
Keep
to have
telling you,
a
Dave.
proper chat about accessibility at some point.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, we should get you on. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, Dave has to be, I think Dave said last time, noisy house, whatever. But, Dave, you're always welcome. George, how are you? So I've just realized you're there, George. Hope you're okay, my friend. How are you doing, John?
It's in
Are
his car.
you, are you
I'm
still
in
out?
the van, so you know what my signal is always like. You get to exit me and say, get rid of him. And you can always blame the signal.
I could. I was
Brilliant,
about to
isn't
do
it?
it right now.
Happy Christmas to both of you, in case it
Oh
never
yeah.
happens.
Merry Christmas,
Do
John.
do you know what I could do, which would be really scandalous? I could like download a porn movie, switch John out for that, and go, "Oh no, John, what's that playing on your screen?" Then I kick you out. We pretend it was on your phone.
Just some
Uh,
sound effects
God, the
coming through.
scandal could be even worse.
yeah, that would probably get the highest viewing ratings of the year.
I think it would do more than just that, by the way. I think it would do more than that. Dave says he's currently at the bus stop. The only free time I would probably be on Friday. Bless you, Dave, mate. That's quite fun. Just make sure we're on your earphones, right? I don't want the people on the bus to kind of be listening for you to be doing all of that. So I mean, I think for those that might have read up about what happened on State of the Word and all of that with WordPress, with potential changes. So, sorry, let me recap. So, on Twitter and a few places, some people were posting, Paul.
No, it's not. It's Dwayne Dibley.
I know. Favorite
I,
Gosh, he's got a double. He's got a double.
What can I say? What
Well, I
can I
was going
say?
to say, with State of the Word, and few people on Twitter and places, they mentioned this potential new interface with WordPress, but I haven't seen any images yet unless they're publicly available. So they were talking about how WordPress might look a bit better. I mean, if anyone has seen any images or they know where they can get them, please let me know, because it got me a little bit like, oh, I wonder where this is going.
Do you mean the
Is it?
dashboard?
Yeah, the dashboard. I saw posts, but none of them
I-
had images. So I was like, mate, was it like an NDA, like please do not take pictures?
No,
So
there was
everyone just took pictures of the back of everyone's head instead. You were like, there were loads of those. I don't
no.
care about your hairstyle.
I saw a video the other day, a little sort of video snippet, and that was showing some of the dashboard and how it's going to change. And it's very, if you've kind of seen the full site editing, the way that's been done, it's very in keeping with that type of style. I don't know. To me, it was nice to see a refresh, but I wonder if they're going to dumb it down just a little too much. That you think of what they've done with the WooCommerce update to the interface there, and how that just increases the amount of clicks you've got to do simple things.
That was
and
my
I'm wondering
concern.
if they're going to do something very, because at the end of the day, it's all the same. It's all automatic, so it's all going to be the same people that are going to be talking about the same kind of things. Should we say, when it comes to UI UX? And I would just wonder if it's actually going to be an improvement, or whether it's just going to go the opposite way, where at the moment it's kind of like a little bit overwhelming for new people, and it's going to go the opposite way, where it becomes so stupidly simplistic that you've just got to dig to get to the basics.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer it. I mean, I'm happy if they just left it as it was, and all they did was give you the power to now, like, drag things into the screen options bit and create your own interface there, but leave everything on the side as it is, because we've become so accustomed to that. I don't want that to now become, oh, I've now got to go into a tab to another tab to get to my settings. It's bad. I mean, it's bad enough when you have to go settings, then reading. I mean, that's bad enough, but please don't overcomplicate it.
As long as it's nothing like the Shopify backend. Have you ever tried using that?
Not,
No.
do you know, it's been a long time since I worked on a Shopify website, but
Everything's just hidden away. I mean, okay, familiarity with WordPress helps, but it does just seem everything's multi-clicks away. If they do change it, that means there'll be a nice opportunity for plugin developers to create things that override that, and
Like they do now.
yeah,
just
absolutely.
it's like the disable Gutenberg plugin that came out as soon as Gutenberg was released.
Yeah, and it's still more popular than Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Do we have any dates yet for when we might get to actually see this in beta or anything? Did they give any indication?
No, I think it'll be sometime in 2024. But if it's anything like Gutenberg project and full site editing, it's going to take at least the next 5 years to make it usable. They'll probably get rid of the pages button. There'll be no posts on there. You'll have to dig around 37 different things.
And they'll content types, and then you'll have
it'll be some stupid obscure rubbish like it is with Gutenberg.
No, that sounds good. Are you planning anything big for Christmas?
Surviving.
Is this because of the kids or family?
He's got to have his guitar out, surely, over Christmas.
Well, I'm playing New Year's Eve, if that's what you mean. Yeah, so I'll be out gigging on New Year's Eve. At the moment, I think sleep would be nice for Christmas. I think if that's the biggest thing we can get for Christmas is a couple of nights of solid sleep, I would be more than happy. Other than that, no, I think it's just a case of this year's going to be tough for a few different reasons, which I won't go into on the stream. So I think this year as a family is just to get through Christmas, and then we'll worry about next year to enjoy it.
I was going to say sounds good, but it sounds doable, I think is the word I would say. It's doable.
Everybody's sending you a big virtual hug, Paul.
Thank you very much. It's not, to be honest, I'm okay. It's nothing to do with, I can't say it's nothing to do with me. It's more the family. So I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't think you'll be the only one with that sort of scenario, Paul. I think lots of families in possibly similar circumstances, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's a tough time of year for a lot of people. But anyway, let's talk about WordPress, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm a big planner. I'm one of those people that I've got my plan out until the middle of Feb, and I'm there going, right, what video will I record here? When will I work on X, Y, Z? And I'm right now looking at next week and the week after. My son is off school. And when my son is off school, me in
Nothing gets
production
done.
time goes meow, like that.
Yeah.
So I've said to my wife, you know, the week that you're off work, can you and him disappear for a week? Just, I don't know, go and visit relatives, go and visit my relative, just go out, go shopping, do what you want. I don't care what you do. Just, I need it like 3 or 4 hours every day where it's just me and my boxer shorts. Right, that's all I need, just me.
That's
I
a vision.
need
None of us need
private time where I
need a
can get
picture.
stuff done.
That's all I want
None
for
of us need a
Christmas.
picture of that. None of us. Please. If this is what you're going to do to us for Christmas, I think we'll just cancel Christmas.
You know how the royals and things send their personalised Christmas cards where they take a
Oh, God
family
help
photo.
God help us. Hey, Atif.
On that basis, Imran, on that basis, based on that brief description there, can we be assured you're not going to do too many live streams?
None would be good.
Hey, you can't see what's below the table right now. No, you can. No, just...
Is that a microphone, or are you just pleased to see us?
No, I'm just I mean, I think I've spoken to Paul about this before, but it's like for those that don't do videos, you'll have your own, there'll be something about your daily lives that you do with work where you feel like if you don't do one for 1 or 2 days, you feel like, I don't know, you feel like you feel this itch, like, oh, I want to get one done.
Yeah,
And
plug in updates.
the longest I've ever gone with not recording a video was about 5 days because I was flat out with other stuff. And it was like, you know, if I know I have more than a day or two before I do something, especially because it's not, by the way, I don't do videos for the sake of it. I have a list of things I want to do. It gnaws away at you. It's like, oh, I should have done that. I should have done that, but instead I was, I don't know, doing something else. I should have done that. I'll go to Paul first, and I'll check with Mark and John. But are you like that as well, Paul, when it comes to videos or anything else WordPress web related?
Yeah, I kind of have my list of things that I want to do, but if I'm honest, like yesterday where Fluent Snippets was released, I was literally in the middle of editing some videos, and I was having a chat to someone that I know, and they were sort of beta testing it, and they were saying it's coming out, and it kind of launched. I thought, oh, let's have a quick look at it. It's like 10 minutes. I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing complex in there that we haven't seen in other tools that we used. So it was 10 minutes to kind of get a feel for what it did, where everything was. And it's like, right, I'm going to go and do a video on it. So it's like you do kind of sometimes, you know, you'll be doing something else, you'll be working on something you've planned, and then something will pop up like an update to something, and you think, oh, actually, that's quite cool. And you think, I want to go do a video on that. And you do. And
they popped that on their homepage really quickly, didn't they?
They did ask me if I minded, so I did send them the proper link to hopefully not get any problems with YouTube being...
Good man, good man. I always make sure I go, you must use the share link. You've got to make sure we've learned our lessons on that.
But why? I really, what I don't understand is, why do you have, if you go to the share, you have a different link to the link they give you to share when you upload a video.
I don't get it.
And when you sort of take a look at your analytics and your information about your video, the link is different to the share link. So
it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
The one observation on that, though, is if you're using the right link, you can actually edit the length of the video with that time section, can't you? When you're sharing it.
You can.
That might be a key useful tool for some.
I mean, Imran does talk too much. So, I mean, anything that was short would be good.
Oh, believe me, it's like sometimes my wife does say to me, "Who are you talking to?" Literally, because like I'm sometimes in my room or I'm walking around and I'm literally talking or rehearsing. I'm rehearsing something that I'm going to say to someone. Like someone's asked a question about something, and I'm going, right, I will tell them X, Y, and Z. And she goes, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, it's none of your business. You just leave me alone. I'm in deep concentration. So I'm going to go to John. Is there something about WordPress websites, something that if you don't do for a while, it bugs you? Or
yes,
not?
The trouble is like anybody else, is finding the time. And then if there's 2 or 3 things, it's deciding what's the key thing to be dealing with. when either of you two put out videos. I'm talking about Imran and obviously Dwayne. We'll call you Dwayne today. Whenever you put the videos out, I'm automatically thinking, okay, I need to put some time aside to look at that to actually see if there's something specifically I need to be aware of. I suspect virtually everybody on this group does that.
Do you know what? Many times people have said to me, slow down, Imran, slow down. And then I do slow down. But I tell you what, it's like yesterday, Paul, I think there's about 3 or 4 important things that you posted on WP Tuts, and they were all important. And it's because when something happens you least expect, like Elemental go and do a beta update, and I'm like, oh, I better jump in and do that. Or there's something about something. It's not because we're rushing out. It's literally because you get excited and you go, oh, I better do that now. Oh, I want to cover it. I want to give my spin or take on it before people. It's because like something could happen and 20 people could do a video about it, and then when you do yours you might feel like you're just regurgitating what they've already said, and you don't want people to accuse you, oh, you're just saying what Paul said, whatever kind of thing. So you want to kind of do your spin. But there are many times I've literally said to myself, right, this year I will not do more than 2 or 3 videos a week. I think I've already done over 500 in this year, calendar year alone, and it's like it. But there is this itch, there is this bug about getting stuff done, kind of thing. But yes, we do apologize. I think we do wholeheartedly say we are sorry. The
thing is, I think if you kind of look at it from a different point of view, I don't know, Imran, you've only been doing this a couple of years. I think I've been doing this channel for like 6, 7, 8 years. The fact you can still be excited enough to just think you're going to drop everything to create something to put out there because you want to share that, or you kind of like you start using some new tools, like for me, like core framework and things like that, that you still feel passionate enough about what you're doing that you want to share that, and you want to create something that helps other people, get over some of the hurdles you may have come across when you were starting to learn it, or whatever it is to speed their process up. I think all those things are incredibly positive, that you can still feel that way after all this time, especially when, let's be honest about it, you do get a lot of shade thrown at you when you create content. You do. There are people like that. The things I put up yesterday about the fluent snippets, I will get the words right at some point. The number of people that are incredibly negative, oh, it's not this, it's not that, it doesn't include this, doesn't include that. You're comparing a free plugin that's literally just come out, a version 1.0, to a $70 plugin that's been out for quite some time. That's $70 for one license per year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do you think it's a comparative? It's like if you hired a Mini and you said, well, it isn't a bloody Ferrari, is it? No, but you're not paying for that Ferrari. You literally hired a Mini, for Christ's sake. Let's
exactly it. That is exactly it.
And maybe stop moaning when people are putting their time and effort into creating products that are free, that if they met 50% of the user's requirements out there, and 50% said it doesn't do enough, well, that's 50% of people that now have a plugin they can choose whether they want to use that one, or they want to use another one, or a free one, or a paid one, or whatever they want to do. I'll see if you and I can no longer be friends. And I want to say this: I'm copyright striking you for any of the artwork that you've used on code snippets that I created. Have at you, boy.
I tell you what, just I think Paul was saying there about, we put the time and effort in. I'm surprised I'm even in a happy mood at the moment, because really deep down inside, I'm peed off. I spent 1 hour, 5 minutes. I really want to stress the 5 minutes part, but 1 hour, 5 minutes recording a video. And then I realized I didn't hit record, and I'm just so annoyed with myself. But anyway, I want to go back to question that Fact Gian asked about growth of career and impact of AI. And I'm going to let Mark jump in on this one. Okay, so as far as growth of career goes I don't think there's any real good advice other than it very much depends on you, your business model. Where do you want to get to? Where are you right now? What are you doing about it if you're struggling, so I feel like growth of career is very subjective. But in terms of impact of AI, do you have any thoughts, Mark? I think we've spoken about this many times about it being a tool.
Actually, I had a really good chat with a friend about it yesterday, who
A friend? Who's he trying
A
to lie to?
friend? This is weird.
Come
This
on.
is okay.
Hey, ChatGPT is not your friend. Even though it
Yeah.
might tell you it's your
Is it a
friend,
he
it's
or is it a
not your
she? I
friend.
don't know. Is it genderless? I don't know. Do you think of it as a
Fluid.
I don't
Gender
know.
fluid.
Very good. Fluid. Yes. Yes.
So I was talking to someone I know yesterday who is both
Something I know.
techie like us, but also an author and a bit of an artist. So he's got two sides to it because on the one hand, he loves it for its kind of technological, really, it's AI, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then also he does cover art for books and things like that. And there's real groundswell of hatred towards AI for copyright issues and AI art and things like that. So that was quite interesting. Doesn't really answer this chap's question, but it was still quite interesting. So what was it? What was the actual? Hang on.
So the question really was about like use of AI and all that. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts towards that?
Look, we're a year in now, aren't we?
Yeah.
OpenAI are pushing for this general AI type thing that does everything. Personally, I think what will be really useful are private AIs we've trained to do a specific thing. So let's say you had an AI, you could upload all of your YouTube videos to it, and you could use it as a personal reference. So did I ever talk about X? Did I? And it just straight away says yes. On this video, you spoke about this, or if you've got loads of written content, or if you're an author and you're writing a series of books and you've put them all in your private AI, and then you're there writing the latest one, and it's like, so
What
what
color was that character's eyes?
or what was the going rate for a loaf of bread in
That
such
is
and
really
such a
good.
town? So I think there's a load of scope for private AI.
Two things
Yeah.
with that. That sounds like Perplexity AI, because Perplexity AI is very much research based upon the internet. So if you haven't checked out perplexity.ai, I would recommend checking that out, because that's quite good, because that gives you its sources and everything as well. So it's different to what you get with ChatGPT. But to kind of pick up what you're saying there, like a personalized kind of way of using that AI. Video I've got coming out either today or tomorrow, which is about like my recommended tools. The last part of that is about probably about like AI tools that I use. And what I've started doing, and I think I've spoken to Imran about this, and I might have said to you about it as well, Mark, is I want more written content. So for example, like if you took a look at the Learn Bricks Builder website, I'll create the video, and then what I'll do is I'll actually use Mac Whisper to transcribe that video. And it's really good for that. Then I'll take that transcription, I'll take that into ChatGPT and ask it to write a kind of like a blog post tutorial, whatever it is. And if it's something like that includes CSS and HTML and so on, ask it to give examples that get more complex as it goes through. So because it's taking my content, it's not taking someone else's content off the internet, someone else's tutorial. It's using the basis of my transcribed video and creating a written version of that, which you can tweak a little bit, run it through Grammarly and Grammarly AI and check for any plagiarism and things like that. But I've found that's a really good workflow that can take maybe like a 10, 15-minute video, and probably in half an hour, less time that it would take me to actually write it, structure it, proofread it and everything. I can have a written version of it with code snippets for CSS and HTML and things like that, all created, that I can then just fact check and modify a little bit if I need to and put that onto the site. And where people are sort of complaining, saying like, AI is going to get shitty results on the search engine and things. My Learn Bricks Builder website is like less than a year old, and only probably the last, say, 3-4 months, I've started putting effort into it. I'm already ranking number one for quite a few quite higher profile content pieces that are not specific to bricks, but I've used bricks to do it. And I'm ranking number one on Google on the SERPs.
Am I not right in thinking Google have actually confirmed they are not penalising your site for AI written content?
As long as the quality is informative and
good.
useful.
Yeah.
It can't be just generic BS.
So sorry, Paul.
No, I think because it's sorry, Mark. I think because it's taken my written work, my transcription, it is making it more mine than just being generic. And I think that's quite a useful way of doing it. Sorry, anyway, you could say.
So actually though, this brings me on to a point that I was making. I think Imran, I was talking to you about this. So at the moment we Google stuff. We go on and blah blah blah, type something in, and you look through your Google results to find what you're looking for. that's not always. That's not. I don't know how long that's going to be the case now.
No.
So I picked a topic I know really, really well, which is organising stag and hen weekends. That's my background, and I thought, right, okay, let's see what happens here. So in ChatGPT, I'm planning a stag weekend in Bournemouth next year. Are there any companies that can help me do this? And off it goes, doing research with Bing. So that's the first important consideration. Bing is going to become, unless Google pull their finger out and actually produce an AI that's half decent, Bing's going to become really important. And it came up with 5 companies. Now, the top one I have never heard of. Now, to say that surprised me was huge, because I kind of know a lot about this topic. So straight away, somebody who does this search who isn't me, they're going to be looking at the results from a business that I hadn't heard of. But then, so they've got a shortlist straight away. They've not gone to Google and got 1 million results. They've got 5.
Yeah, I think that method of search is definitely going to be changing the way that we search as more people become used to it, as types of AI is integrated into your phone, is integrated into your smart items like your sort of Alexas and things like that.
Yeah,
when we start asking for it and we start to get more sort of results that are tailored to what we're actually looking for, as opposed to, I mean, as good as Google is at giving you the information, sort of like the businesses closest to you and all that kind of stuff, I think that's going to change dramatically when AI is adopted more mainstream. And like you say, unless Google get on board with that, they're going to see a massive dip in their revenue, because people are going to change the way they search.
Yeah. So the question is, will Bing take advantage? You think, hang on a minute, can we manipulate this so people who are paying to advertise on Bing get their search results included in AI?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
Then, but you also mentioned Alexa then, and that's another interesting thing. AI with that, I think, could be really, really useful for a lot of people, especially if you're on your own. Suddenly you've got this conversational thing that might also be listening out. So say you're an elderly person, you have a fall, and it hears it and goes, "Oh, Fred, are you okay? We heard, do you need help? Would you like me to contact emergency services or the next?" I think
you make a very good point there. That's a really good point. Yeah.
But if it was Amazon that did it, it was Amazon Alexa, it would go, your emergency service is being called by Alexa. Your Amazon account is being so-and-so. Because every time, if you pay for like Amazon Music, which we did for ages, every time you request it, it tells you a sort of 10-second speech about the fact that what you've asked for is now going to be played on Amazon Music. I know. I'm paying you 10 quid a month to play bloody Amazon Music. I don't need to be reminded every time I ask you something. Hence, we no longer have Amazon accounts in our house. It's gone.
I mean, I have a bad feeling that if you did fall over, like Mark said, and then you're saying Alexa's going to check you're okay, I have a feeling Alexa will go, "We're now aware that you've fallen over. Amazon will now deliver a new cushion for you tomorrow," kind of thing. I didn't want that.
Can I slip
searching for medical healthcare on Amazon Marketplace?
I'm just going to slip a bit of an add-on here. If you think that the telephone line and the copper line is being taken out for our domestic side of it, and we're expecting the Wi-Fi to take over, that's going to make it more interesting as well as people deal with that changeover and AI technology. I suspect there's going to be some more developing there as well.
4G signal in half of Bournemouth, let alone Wi-Fi.
Well, I got to be honest, taking John's thing there, I mean, the house we bought a couple of years ago is on a new estate, and there's no copper wires, there's no wires in the street at all. Everything is underground and everything is fiber optic. So when we moved in, we had no hard line for the phone, which sounds okay until you have a power cut or the phone line goes, anything goes wrong there with your fiber, and you, other than having your mobile, you're kind of screwed because that takes everything out of the equation. And I personally, as much as I love technology, as you probably know, I don't like that aspect of it. I understand why you want to take copper out, but to have no hard line, I think is a bit of a, if there's an outage, it's completely different.
So is there a benefit then with the AI side when there is a problem like a telephone line going down, actually warning for those people who are more vulnerable? There's something not quite right here. We know that we can identify various things through AI already. Do you foresee technology being used to support more vulnerable people?
I wouldn't be surprised. If you kind of consider, if you look at vulnerable people now, the only real thing they've got is like if they've got an Apple Watch, for example, they can have the fall detection, and the other sort of monitoring things there. Or they've got like the pull cord that you have in each room that if they try to get to it to pull it, and those kinds, all the ones they kind of wear in their waist they could pull. But they require a conscious effort. So maybe, if you had smart devices, for example, in whatever format they take, yes, if you had something like your Alexa, those kind of smart assistants, if there's a cut in the phone line so they lose access to internet connection, you can have an inbuilt function on there to notify people and do whatever you kind of need to do there. But I think it's not going to take one particular sort of device. I think there's going to be a kind of mesh network in the same way that we do now. I think it's just going to become more integrated. If you're an Apple user, that you'll know that each time they bring out, an update to the Apple Watch, there's more things inside there for things like, your heart, your ECG monitoring, your blood sugars, or your blood levels, and your oxygen levels, and fall detection, and accident detection in your cars, and things like that. I think that's the way it's probably going to go, and there's going to be more other devices. This all going to kind of connect to each other. So your phone will be connected to your watch or a ring, for example. Because there's a lot of smart technology when it comes to rings and things. People don't want to use watches. I think they're going to get smarter in what they can monitor: bracelets, wristbands, those kinds of things. So I think we will see an uptick, and I think AI will have a role to play in that. What kind of role? I don't really know right now. But I think it's probably going to help make decisions, or better decisions, based upon the data that it can pull in from the devices that we just now take for granted that we wear, your wearables, your smartwatch, your phones, and so on. And using some form of AI technology, it can look at a situation, an environment where you are. And the benefit of it is you have triangulation, so it knows you've got your GPS signal, so you can know exactly where you are. So tying that into emergency services, which would probably be, a subscription model. But if, like, for example, like you say, Mark, that your mother's in a care home. If you had an elderly parent or someone that was, ill, living at home on their own, to have some kind of system set up that they're always being monitored, that you can tap into and you could be notified, the emergency service, it could be notified, and all those kinds of things where it has, I can't say their medical history, but it has an understanding, the connection to knowing what conditions they may suffer from and how that can actually be pulled into that network of data and probably used and abused at some point.
I'm sure the privacy fanatics will go crazy over it as well.
Yeah, but this is where I think, if you have a service, you're going to have to give some kind of consent to, and yeah, I'd imagine you as a sort of sibling, if you knew your parents or your parent would benefit from that, and you would all benefit from it. There's kind of like the balance of what information you're willing to sort of give up.
I think some of the bigger problems are, so say you're in that position where you've got to make these decisions for an elderly family member who is unfortunately suffering from dementia or whatever. You've got some real, unless you've got power of attorney, you can't do it, because
you can't.
You can't just put a camera in their house and say, I'm going to watch my mum. No. That's not legal. You'll get into all sorts of trouble, even if you're doing it with absolutely the best of intentions.
But you've got to prove your best intentions then if there's a problem, haven't you? So totally get. Like I say, there's going to be privacy concerns, and there's going to be all manner of different things there that hurdles to overcome. But if you could anonymize it to a certain extent, if you could just be notified, we already have things like your speed dial for your next of kin and things like that on phones and different smart devices and so on. There's going to be a natural, logical progression for how that can be handled moving forward. Like I say, that's not for me to look into. I hate GDPR as it is, so don't ask me to get involved in that kind of stuff.
Can you imagine we're going to get to a time when you go to like a shop to buy cookies and they give you the bag, and then when you take the bag, there'll be like a font print that says, "Do you accept the cookies consent before you're allowed to eat the cookies?" kind of thing.
But then you'd have your blood sugar being monitored by your smartwatch and your smart ring, and then when you're going to a diabetic arrest.
It is exciting. It is exciting to think, where are we going to be in 10, 15 years time? And it's like, like a couple of days ago or 2-3 days ago, they were showing off this new robot, and it had like, perfect, like, I don't know if it was with Elon Musk or someone.
Oh, was it? Yeah, was it with the egg?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Elon's latest robot.
And it was like just the finger movements. It was like
creepy.
like imagine that's your massage therapist, like, your chiropractor in a way, kind of crunching you, you're like, "Ah!" But but
Oh, dear.
it is exciting, and I'm like, wow,
You
10,
take it.
20
I'm
years
taking that
time.
to the end result in my head.
I
And
know
I'm not
exactly where
liking
you were
where
going
it's
with that.
I
going
know,
at
I know
all.
exactly where you were
I
going
know.
with that. But we won't speak that on air.
Let's just say there's no happy ending to that story.
I
That's right.
And actually, though, I did see. I saw that video, and then further down the comments, there was a really quite good comment from somebody who's worked in robotics for years, and he's saying the obsession to make robots that looks like humans
Yeah.
seems stupid to him, because you've got tasks, so why not just make a robot that's perfect for that task?
Yeah. It's
Why?
form over function.
Yeah.
Do you know what? A perfect example of that is I remember when the Interstellar movie came out, and the robots you have in Interstellar, they just look like rectangle boxes and got moving bits. And I remember a reviewer said, "Are we saying in the future this is how they will look?" And I remember at the time loads of people saying, "Why do they have to look like human?"
Yeah.
As long and that in a way is what AI is, isn't it? I mean, in a way, ChatGPT, all of this stuff. They're probably our best friends. I mean, this year I could say, who's my best friend I talk to every day? Literally, I
Mark.
talk to the screen. It's ChatGPT. Another
It's
source.
Mark, really, isn't it?
you know, I really
He's
feel
named his
like
ChatGPT Mark
does
as well.
ChatGPT have a birthday?
In November, the something.
It'll probably be the first 1970. Or is that just server?
Yeah.
It's a nerd joke for any
We
server
need
people
to
out
have
there.
Artif. There we go. Artif's kind of
There you
he's
go.
already
That was
there.
funny, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, dear.
It is the
He's got
humanization.
Replica on his phone.
I'm sure he'll write a code snippet to get ChatGPT to do something quite scandalous or something like that. Right.
I reckon ChatGPT actually wrote that.
We've been live. We've been live for just over 1 hour, so I'll wrap it up in a couple of minutes. But I don't think I'm going to do. I'm like this with. Am I going to do any more live chats until Christmas time? Just because I've
You
got
will.
some stuff to rattle off or sort out. Really.
Be like this. I need
Yeah,
to go
I literally
live.
hammering away. But is there anything like you guys wanted to round off? Any questions anyone wants to ask it now. But is there anything you guys wanted to say about anything you're working on right now? Do you want people to know? I've got a feeling that some of you will say no, but John was nodding.
Go for it, John.
I'm looking at AI image, AI chat, and the multilingual angle of which I find interesting. I've got a week at home on the computer, so I won't be in the van, which is going to be very strange if you do a live, because that means people think it's odd that I'm not in the van. So yeah, there's just that I'm ready for next week.
Good man. Mark, was there anything from you?
What I'm working on,
Yeah.
trying to clear as much off my desk as possible before Christmas, so I can maybe take a little bit of time. Yeah, that works.
Breadcrumbs, sandwiches.
It may well become that, unfortunately. The whole just go away.
Yeah,
I've had it
yeah.
sort of response to people.
Yeah, been there.
And just then to, I'm not saying I won't do any work between Christmas and New Year, but I want to do things that are interesting, not just, here we go.
Not just talking to AI.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I'm looking forward to the video you're putting out today, I think.
Tomorrow?
On Core Framework.
Yeah.
Core Framework will probably be today, yeah. And I've got my roundup video, which I'm going to release on Thursday, which is the tools and plugins and services that kind of made a big difference this year that I think are noteworthy. Most of which are free.
Overall, it's been a really interesting year in our world, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think AI has changed a lot of what we do this last year, And obviously, we got to make the most of it while we still can before they kill us all. So
yeah.
Absolutely. And I think I'm really looking forward to the AI video because I've said it so many times. There's always videos that say top 10 this, top 8 that, but I always feel like all they do is just tell you the flavor of the month. They don't really I have to go in and play with them myself. So it's going to be really good to get your take on things like that. That'd be really, really cool.
I still think ChatGPT is the daddy or the mummy or whatever. It's still, I think, in most situations, my go-to.
It is still the go-to, and I feel like I tried Bard. I liked Bard at first, and then I started realizing that ChatGPT just was better at the coding aspect. And as for Bing AI, it spends too long just regurgitating what it's found on the web. It searches and it gives you a result, and it never really answers the question, and it feels very robotic. I feel like it's not very natural. Where with ChatGPT, if I say you did a good job, it's like, yay, I did a
High
good
five,
job.
Imran.
Yeah, you know, and I go, do you love me? And it comes back and goes, I love you. And I feel like, yay, we're friends.
God, this is like the Lonely Hearts Club
Isn't
today.
it just?
And the question you have to ask yourself, though, is right, if Imran's asking ChatGPT if it loves him and it's coming back and saying yes, and Imran wants his son and his wife to go away for at least 5 hours every single day over the Christmas period, we have to ask ourselves why, especially when he's not doing any lives, he might not do any videos of that period of time.
Now that
You
I've got
can't be doing research the entire time. That's all I'm going to say.
Now that I've got ChatGPT Plus and it's got DALL-E as well, and it can conjure up images.
Oh my word!
This is conjuring up images none of us need to know about.
No, please.
So I will be doing my own AI review video shortly.
Oh dear. Only on your paid social channels, right?
All right,
AI only fans.
I'm gonna say thank you to John, Mark, and Paul. I've got a good feeling I won't be live again until after Christmas. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hey, avoid the Brussels sprouts. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay? And hopefully catch up with everyone soon. And looking forward to Paul's imminent videos coming out soon. Take care, everyone. See you
Take care,
soon.
everyone.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Happy Easter.